Hello everybody, welcome to Raw Intuitive. I am Naz and I'm doing pick a card readings here to empower you to live in a better alignment with your highest good, with your highest self. And in case you need some guidance or some help, some fresh perspective on your situation, then I believe here might be some messages for you. In this reading, I decided to focus on the next 28 to 31 days for you, and if there is a particular situation that you're looking at, then just focus on your question and pick the pile and listen to the messages that will resonate with you most. Do remember that this is a general reading and the energies are really fluid, so things might change based on your mindset, on your action or inaction, because this is what actually does shape our reality. Do remember that if you are seeking for professional advice, be it medical, financial, accounting, whatever it is, do remember to look for a professional. We can get some spiritual guidance from tarot, but it doesn't substitute professional services. Remember that. And as I said, this is just a general reading, and I have news for you. I've opened up personal readings on Fiverr, so I will place the link down below. So if you're interested, go check it out. And right now, I would like you to take 3 deep breaths. Now that we are grounded, hopefully, you feel the pile that calls you the most, and I will place the timestamps down below in the comment section and in the description of the video, so you can go and check your pile. Do remember to take the messages that resonate, and you are the master of your own destiny. See you there. Hello everybody who chose pile number 1. This is your reading for the next month. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you are tuning in, this is going to be a reading for you for the next 28 to 31 days, and these are the general energies that you can expect in your life, in your emotional, mental, physical, financial planes. And we are going to be talking about your energies, the energies of your environment, general advice cards, also the teacher cards that you might want to consider for the next month, for the next 28 to 31 days. Please do remember that energies are super fluid, and all I want from this reading is for you to be ready and empowered. And if you just face something in your life, you sort of saw this coming, and you're not discouraged, that you know that better things are coming for you. And let's start. So first of all, let's start with your energies. Your energies are first of all represented by the 8 of Voices upright. It does talk to the fact that you feel a little bit constrained, or you feel a little bit lost about your intentions, you sort of channeling your mental energy in a very narrow way, which traps you, which doesn't give you enough space to think, to express yourself, to move forward. This does talk about limiting beliefs as well. It can be the energy of you entering this month, because going further, I see you finding clarity, and maybe meditation and self-work, shadow work, can be the key to that. Right here, she is meditating and she is gaining this connection with the source, connection with her religious practices, connection with her spiritual practices, connection with the spirit, with God. The sun also does talk about clarity, and the clarity will be very important for you to move forward from this state, because from here you're moving through clarity, through your own inner judgment, through your own inner sun and inner warmth, inner understanding of the situation. You're moving to the Muse of Inspiration, or the King of Inspiration in Rider-Waite tarot deck. This is the energy of a person who is solid in their feelings. They have something of their own. It can be related to your business, for example. You can be self-employed, or you can be building your own business. You can be building your own career, and you are going through this path of developing your passion into something that is important. It's you take a responsible position. You take responsible position of bringing your passions into the world. And this is beautiful, deck number one. I feel like this is a very creative energy. Together with the sun, you can be a fiery sign, sun, moon, or rising, and you can be Aries, Capricorn, or Leo. And as well as that, do remember that the Muse of Inspiration does make things happen. She does finish things, she or he. Tarot doesn't have gender. So this is somebody with the energy that can get this stuff done, and that can create this stuff. And also you might be moving from this energy, sort of, you don't know what to do, then you introspect a little bit, or it depends on your nature actually. If you're extroverted, it can be useful for you to go out, meet other people. If you're introverted, it can be useful for you to introspect, and you will feel the tendency. Just take what resonates. You will feel this tendency and you follow it, and this is where you gain this new knowledge and the new perspective on the issue that you're thinking about. Your environment, on the other hand, I totally do see why you could be this a little bit blocked mentally in the first maybe a week of the following month, is because people, they act irresponsibly in a way, and this kept happening over and over and over again, so you have to face it over and over and over again. There is an element of karmic cycles here. People are not very responsible. They are not coming through with the offers that they made for you previously. The Knight of Cups in reverse, it can be a person that you were expecting to move towards you. It can be a romantic relationship, but anyway, it's somehow you were somehow emotionally invested, or they were emotionally invested in whatever they were offering, but right now they're just not coming through. And the energy of this offer is getting a little bit stale with the Fool in reverse. So it's either stale, or it is overly irresponsible. So right, the Fool is usually the fresh energy, the fresh start, and the Fool anyway, it's sort of out of control. You don't know what you're doing. But with the Fool in reverse, you don't know what you're doing. So people in the environment, they can be a little bit irresponsible, as I said, and you can feel that, okay, nobody knows what they're doing. I'm here in this situation over again. And it will be very important to know how to work through this situation. We'll have a look in the cards. do pay attention to cycles in what was happening. You are almost at the finish line. Judgment is card number 20. 21 is the last major arcana, so you're almost there. I love Judgment in this deck because it shows the liberation of souls. So also it can be that your environment is transforming and going from the major arcana, the 0 major arcana, it's going to its finish line. And some project can be, first it's like dragging you down, it's not progressing, but then you are able to take this under control through your creative energy and create something out of it. It can be regarding your relationship, your emotional life, people in your family, anything of that sort. So let's go through the major topics, the advice cards of your next month. We start with Magician in reverse. And Magician in reverse is, for me, is a warning of using your opportunities correctly, using your opportunities and your talents to their full potential. Because right now you have everything you need in front of you. You might feel trapped, you might feel a little bit discouraged, but you have everything you need, all the elements of what you need to do, whether it's in your relationship, in your career. For some reason, the Magician to me is more like a material card, a manifestation kind of card, things that actually do take place in your physical world. Also, when it's in reverse, it does talk to me about the descending current of manifestation. So you take this idea, you should be able to take this idea that you have and to just work through it, one energy center after another energy center, through all 7 chakras. You should be able to take this idea from the crown chakra and make it happen in the physical world, which is going to be the focus of your next month. So whenever things are getting harder, you should always remember that you can do it. Just be ready to finish things, to make things happen. Also, the advice cards of the next month is the 4 of Cups upright. Some people say that this is the card of boredom, but here in this one I see that he has the 3 cups and he is not taking the 4th cup, the one that he doesn't really want, and the cup that is probably more than enough for him as of now. So he is disciplined enough to know how much is enough. He's not taking any more. Like, this cup is for him to share with other people because he has the 3 cups that he is fully content with. So this goes really well with the oracle card that we have here. It's focus. He is focused on the things that are really important for him, and he's not taking any more things. So you have everything you need right now. Do not try to force things. This card, the 8 of Swords, also is talking about the lack mentality, lack mindset. You think that you don't have enough things, but you have everything you need to just go out there, you know. So do remember that. And once you focus on the things that you have, you are able to attract more things that you need, and you are able to create out of those things that you have, which is very, very important and really beautiful. Number 7, focus. So 7 might be an important number for you. Take it as resonates. I will include this card in my Instagram account so you can read it once again. So this is going to be an advice card for the next month. The overall topic is focus. Life is a divine dance to the music we hear and make. Stop and listen to the music, not of the ear, but of the heart, the practice of the true musician. How does your heart describe you as its host? Are you a true dreamer whose light shines through the weaving existence, or are you a magnificent wild horse tethered to a merry-go-round? Be your heart and let it tell you who you are. right? So this guy, he is being offered something that he doesn't really want, but for you to know what you don't really want, you should do some introspection and gain some clarity, or extrospection. Go out and see other people, talk to other people if you're an extroverted kind of personality. Everything has to be individual for you, because this is just a general reading. Take what resonates. Another advice card is also about being very careful to not give into your animalistic passions, into your darker side, into trying to force something to happen, into putting too much energy in the desired outcome. In terms of mental energy, do not get too focused on the outcome. Do things for the greater good, just because they need to be done. By showing the world that you are doing the things that are needed to be done, you sort of claim them for yourself. And by producing this physical outcome, by working on the thing step by step, do not skip steps. Okay, do not skip steps. Just work through each piece of what you need to do very diligently. So these are the advice cards for the next month, and let's have a look at your emotional life. In your emotional life, you seem to be thrown out of balance, either by you yourself, represented by this Knight of Swords, or the other person who is important to you, not coming through as very gentle. They might come through as a little bit as cruel, as a person who fights for the truth regardless of the cost, which might not be the best thing for your relationship. And it makes you impatient. It makes you want to throw everything out of the window regarding your relationship, and stop thinking logically about it. Stop caring about the investment that you made in your relationship. You start getting really, really impatient, and you are right. There is a reason for that, because your intuition is kind of strong. In the next month, you drop logical reasoning and you expect results right away, but the impatience is not always really good. Going inside your comfort zone in order to touch what is important for you is going to be crucial in the next month, and reconnecting with your intuition is going to be crucial in the next month. You might be prone to be impatient. This is why you stop contemplating, and actually it might be also related to your work. You might be impatient because of your work, because you want faster results, but the results are coming. Don't worry, it's all going to be fine. It's very interesting. While in your emotional life you feel impatient, maybe you feel anxious, maybe you even feel like you want revenge for somebody, in your mental life you sort of start building for the long term. You start thinking about projects that are going to be beneficial for you in the long term, and also about things that you had to look at previously. The Hangman in the reverse does talk about you going out of the introspection period, or like from the period where you looked at things from within, like from a distant place, and now it looks like you start building something in your career after this period of retrospection. And I feel like your work and career and finance this time, they support you, and even they might be a resort for you where you can find energy to overcome some of your emotional burdens and some of your emotional baggage, some of your emotional traumas. So in emotional life, it's important to connect to your intuition. In mental life, it's important to connect to the long term. And as we said, focus on the long term, focus on what's really important in the long term. You're entering this month with constricted energy, and you are going to expand by the end of it, which is great. And I feel like this expansion is happening from your mental energy, from your ability to focus on things, and also from your ability to be strong when things are not really clear. These two cards came out together, the Strength and the Sun in reverse. When things are not very clear, they might still be right, they might still be good, but you need to be strong to see the outcome of this. So be strong. Remember to not give into temptations too much. If you know that something is really not good for you, just take it easy. You've spent enough time figuring out what's important, what's not important. So just take it easy and let it develop, let it grow by itself. The Sun card is very positive and you have it twice in your reading. Maybe something is happening not as fast as you wanted it to happen, but this is the time when you go out of hibernation and start creating. Because in your professional life, in your financial life, in your career, your projects, your hobbies, your passion in the material world, you do have a strong energy of the long-term partnership. Somebody, some person, some soul, somebody who's really, really important in your life is helping you in your work, and it can be a really nice team where you just know what each other you just know another person, what they want, what they desire, what they really, really want to achieve, and you are sort of in a really good sync with each other. And this leads to the abundance in your project. So things that you've been pestering, things that you've been working on, and you're thinking about it in the long term. It can also be that in emotional life you are not very receptive right now, but in your career you're thinking long term. In your money you're thinking long term. Your finances are picking up. You've spent enough time contemplating about things, and now it's time to act and reenact. It can be that communication is not going as fast as you expected. Eight of Wands in reverse does talk about it can be that communication is interrupted. Maybe some things are not clear with the Sun in reverse, but the Strength card and the Priestess here do talk about, you know what's happening. Do not give into this mental energy actually, which can be a little bit disruptive. You serve some idea without making sense, without trying to make sense out of it. So the Eight of Wands in reverse does indicate that some communication might be interrupted or delayed, or something is just not happening as fast as you want it to. But things are certainly growing, things are certainly picking up, and in your environment we actually do see that things start growing, things are coming to the full cycle, and maybe it's even time to see certain things, certain ideas flourishing. Let's have a look at your teacher tarot cards for the next month, what you can expect and what you can learn. So it's very interesting. These are the three cards, and two of them are the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups, the energy of letting go of the inessential. The Four of Cups energy is very, very strong in your reading. Letting go of the inessential, paying attention to what you have versus what you do not have, and learning to be grateful and utilizing what you already have. You sort of like, you have everything, and the Empress is telling you that you have abundance very, very close to you. Actually, your financial life looks super, super neat. I'm really happy to see that. You have everything you need. Do not overindulge and appreciate what you have. These are the teacher cards of your next month. And also we have Knight of Voices or Knight of Swords upright, which does talk about you serving some idea. So if you have and being unapologetic, you know, this guy, he's been unapologetic for the detriment of others, and this one is being unapologetic in serving the truth. So maybe the advice is actually to flip this energy upright and make it serve the good intentions, because you have tremendous mental potential. It's also very interesting that in the emotional life don't have a lot of emotional energy. You have the mental energy, that you have the physical energy, and the intuitive, the psychic energy, sort of the high priestess. Do not let your emotions be clouded by your mind. As I said, find some peace within yourself and take a breath. Focus on the long term. What can be beneficial for the long term. If you find that your career right now is more important, probably it's not the time to focus on the emotional life, meaning the relationships. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe the people are not coming through with what they promised, but it doesn't mean that you need to take revenge. It means that you need to move forward. You need to move forward, and you know, the Knight of Voices is sort of like squeezed between the Four of Cups. Maybe you would want to move faster than you can, but just take some time every now and then. Just take some time to appreciate yourself and appreciate what you already have. So these are the messages that I received for you guys. I hope it was helpful. I see a lot of potential for you in the career life, especially in the financial life. Some things might be taking a little bit longer than you expected them to, but at the same time I do see some sadistic tendencies in your emotional life. Maybe it's somebody else, maybe it's you, but the advice is to move forward from it and not concentrate on what you do not have. Concentrate on what you have. Take rest when you need rest, or socialize when you need to socialize. Your intuition is coming really strong, and you're advised to focus on the long term and the partnerships, the long-term partnerships that you might have, which are going to be really, really important. The energies are shifting in your environment, and this is a really big shift. And partially they are shifted because you choose to think about different things. You choose to manifest things from your crown chakra to your base chakra and discern what you want, what you do not want. Okay guys, I hope this was helpful. Please give this video a thumb up if you liked it. Share it with your friends if you feel like they could benefit from it. Subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps me, helps the channel grow and the messages to reach other people who would benefit from just hearing those messages. Okay, I'm really, really grateful that you shared your time with me. Leave down the comment what you liked, what you didn't like, and I hope to see you all in the next reading. Bye. Hi guys, everybody who chose pile number 2. This is your reading for the next month, next 28 days to 31 days, something like that. We're going to have a look at your energy, at the energy of the environment, and your emotional, mental, and financial state. This is the reading not to program you, not to say that this is going to happen for sure. We're just going to have a look at what are the probable energies that are going to be entering your life. And when you face them, you just know that, okay, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, this is how I might react. So you just think about it a little bit and make right decisions for yourself based on what you encounter in the real life. Alrighty, so let's start with your energy here. It's very interesting because you are represented by the Five of Inspiration, the Emperor, and the Queen of Materials in reverse. The Five of Inspiration is the card of a friendly competition, and the competition where you show what you are capable of, but not in a hostile manner. So you're quite competitive, this is what I want to say, and you are trying to build your authority, build your influence in the material world, most probably, or if it's in if it's in a relationship, you might feel a little bit too controlling. You might want to control things, that's for sure, and you also might be in a competition with your partner if this is something that you're concerned about. Then yeah, but in the environment, just be warned that this competitiveness of yours is faced with the lack of cooperation makes sense, and people might not even be very reasonable about it. They just want to do things the other way. If you push them too much, they might have this kind of response in order to just not give you what you deserve. You might be competitive because you feel like there is something that you deserve more of. So you start like exploring your own inner world for the things that you find important. But people are just not giving in. You know, it can be a work situation that is affecting your overall vibe, because the Three of Coins in reverse, people are not cooperating. People, maybe they're not cooperating not because they don't want to cooperate, but maybe they're just a little bit stubborn. So do pay attention to planetary transits, like if it's Mercury in reverse, if it's Mars retrograde, Mars retrograde. People might be funky in their communication, or people might be unusual in their communication. Some things might not have to deal with you, but with other people, with your teams. This is also part of a teamwork, so some efforts might not be fairly evaluated, fairly appreciated. They sort of like in the ether, you know, people know like that you deserve something, but they might not be actively expressing the appreciation for you. But there is still a connection between you and other people through the thinner layer of energy in our world. You might not be connected with those people directly in the physical world, although these cards here are connected to you through the material realm, right? This is where you're not feeling at your best probably, but it can be the influence of the environment, which is influenced by your competitiveness. But also it might be that your competitiveness is influenced by this non-cooperative people, not cooperative energy, and this is sort of like circulating out of here. So the advice cards for this kind of situation for the next 31 to 28 days is focus on yourself and learn things about yourself. The Page of Pentacles in reverse, it can be talking about the slipping opportunity, that you might miss an opportunity if you're being too stubborn, because the Emperor is stubborn. So if you're too stubborn, you can miss on an opportunity, or somebody might not be coming through. And also it is telling you, look, if people don't want you to participate in whatever they're doing, you might also start investing in yourself and exploring yourself. And also one of the advice cards, or the overall topics cards, so this one is indeed the lack of collaboration. People are not coming through with their promises. It can be the offer that you've been waiting for and it's just being slowed down. It's okay if it's being slowed down. It can happen still. Just be careful of those energies. It might also not be for you. You might be prone to giving your power away as well, because here we see a lot of pentacles are in reverse. It can be the Page of Coins, also can be talking about that the situation is, I feel it now, the situation is not ripe yet. It hasn't ripened, and what you need to do this month is exactly that. You need to be willing to work through each and every stage of your project, of whatever you're trying to manifest, whatever you're trying to do, to work through each and every step of that with responsibility and with equal attention. So you need to be paying attention to each and every step of the way. One of the cards, the advice cards for the month, is Worthiness, the blue medicine, West Black. A very beautiful representation. It's the very intelligent blue, is the color of intelligence, the color of calmness, and the color of medical precision and clarity as well. All water birds are medicine. If followed, they lead you to water, the essence of life. The kingfisher in particular represents healing. one would wish any wound, physical or psychological, will mend as quickly as the water's surface after the kingfisher's dive. The kingfisher is like the intrepid warrior that you are. You solve your problems, you move deeply beneath the surface of your emotions into the troubled waters, searching for earlier reasons and conditions that caused your pain. This blue medicine signifies the deep blue water of your emotions, and your prey is an inferior sense of well-being and worthiness. Like the great bird in fight, once your prey is found, you set your wings to soar high above it, determining where next you will plunge. Let this be your time of healing. Raise your spirits to the skies. I will post a picture of this card on my Instagram account, so go follow me or go just check it out and save it if you just need some support and if you need some reminders for the next month. Indeed, the worthiness is a topic for this month of yours, because you seem to be downgraded by some people in the environment, and the worthiness issues are resurfacing here. And here we have the Page of Pentacles, which does talk about, look, just learn things which are important within yourself. The King of Wands is passionate about what he's doing, and he can move things fast enough to finish them. I mean, not fast enough, but he is both passionate and he is both responsible. So let's move into your emotional life and how you are likely to feel. What are the energies that are entering into your emotional life, and as well, what are the energies that are maybe going to be influencing your relationships, maybe relationships with other people. If the main topic that you are interested about is relationships, there can be a third-party situation, and it can be not only a third-party situation like in a romantic way. Somebody can be more somebody in your connection can be more prone to pay attention to their work life, their hobbies, whatever they're doing in the outer world, versus investing in their relationship with you. You also might find other people, the Three of Cups in reverse, your friend group, which are upsetting, which are sucking the juices out of you, and you make a decision to separate yourself from them, even though somebody might be making an offer to you, a promise to you. You might make a decision to limit the communication with those people. And this mental energy, the Ace of Swords upright, the mental decision that you are making is influencing your emotional life. It can be upsetting, it can be not very pleasant to cut some people off, but you do prefer your stability, your mental stability, your physical stability, your physical health as well, which can be, honestly, it can be upsetting to you, and you might dwell onto certain emotions which will influence both you. It can occupy you mentally, pretty much, and you might feel that this is not fair, it is not just, but you want to take control over your own emotions, and you want to take control over your mental activity as well. It can be that your competitiveness or your feeling that you need to become better can be interfering with your emotional life, and this might cause you thinking about, oh no, this turned out not the way I wanted it to turn out. This is quite upsetting. And it's not that you feel very upset, it's that you think about you being upset, sort of certain things are not coming to fruition the way you wanted them to. So your emotional life does influence your mental life, and your mental life doesn't influence your emotional life, because you want stability. You want stability, and you want some support from your friend group, which is not responding back at you, which is something to think about, actually, because you making this decision, this is the right decision that you are making. And also it can be an opportunity to clarify things emotionally. This is the clarification card, the card of being clear and understanding what you're doing, which is important. I mean, it's also a very good indication of you making the right decision. So whatever decision you're making, take them seriously in your emotional, personal, relationship life. In your mental life, I see you losing a little bit of faith. The Empress in reverse is the indicator that certain things are not being finished, like you're expecting the harvesting season come very, very soon, but it's not coming, not yet. Just wait, it's going to come soon. Maybe you lack the abundance mindset. Maybe your abundance mindset is lacking a little bit. Either too much or too little of this energy of being self-sufficient. Your self-sufficiency is being compromised most probably by your environment, and it is most probably bringing you a little bit of disappointment as well. So if this happens, go explore within yourself. Know that it's just a season. It's just a season. It's going to turn around for you, because everything is connected. And I just want to remind you that your mindset, your mind is actually affecting your reality. Everything we perceive is the reality. And the advice card, remember it. Focus is on remembering your worthiness, in remembering your healing power. Actually, do remember that self-healing is possible. Maybe you've been connected to the wrong group of people. It's fine. In your financial and material life, actually, I see some positive change coming in. It can be a very, very slow burn, but things are happening for you. It can be a new opportunity. It can feel a little bit overwhelming, I see. Maybe it's not something that you really wanted, or not. It can be coming from people that you didn't really appreciate, or the source of this opportunity can be upsetting to you, or you might think that this is not good enough, or you might think that this does not have a long-term potential. It actually might. Your mental state and your emotional state do affect your perception of the opportunity. It's not necessarily the opportunity that is bad. It might be just that you're not in the right mindset to get it. So get ready for this opportunity. To get ready for this opportunity, you need to take some rest, and you need to take some, this is a long awaited rest, the Four of Swords in reverse. You've been needing this rest. Make the decision to take some rest and restore your mental and emotional state. And do not dwell into the past too much. You think that the fact that somebody could have done you wrong in the past, right now they're coming as if it looks like with the clear intentions. It can be that your environment is a little bit unfair and unjust, and you feel the sorrow and you don't want to engage with it anymore. Just think about it again, what actually you have. So those 3 cups that are in reverse, they put you off. Don't let them be the decisive factors in your financial life. There is a lot about mentality here. The opportunities are coming your way. Financial opportunities are coming your way, but you might be thinking this is not something that you really wanted, or you're not ready to take the risk. There is time. Just take some rest, recreate, and make your final decision. I want to have a look at what is happening with the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Four of Swords upright. It's very interesting that the Queen of Wands, she needs some rest. You might need some rest, some meditation, to take some time with yourself. Take some time with yourself and focus your creative and passionate energy onto yourself. Learn how to reignite this passion of yours. Let's see the Nine of Cups in reverse. Why do we have it in reverse? If you need some rest, if you need some mental rest, your mind is too active. Your mind is too active. And it's active because you wanted something, but it didn't play out the way you wanted it to be. So what does the Nine of Cups in reverse in the mental life is telling us? What is it telling us? The Seven of Coins in reverse. So you were expecting some outcome and it did not come when you expected it to. It can be related to your work project right here, and the hangman, it made you rethink on your perspective, or it might make you rethink of what you think about people. It can shift your perspective on things. So be ready for that, and know that if something is not coming right now, if something is not happening right now, it might happen in the future. Just your mindset is actually influencing your decision making. So there is this potential of abundance, the 10 of coins. You feel like there is not enough something. Your mindset is telling you, your mind is telling you there is not enough something that you wanted. It's very interesting, but because the Empress is talking about the abundance, and the 10 of coins is talking about abundance, family, also supportive network of people which you gain the trust in. So if you have people who you trust, maybe ask them for their advice. Maybe this is your family. Maybe you need to reach out to your group of friends. 4 of Swords in reverse is related to the 3 of Cups. So real friends, not the friends that are toxic. Somebody might be talking behind your back. You might feel isolated because of that. You might make a decision to isolate yourself. But indeed, this opportunity that you have in the financial, in the physical realm, in the social realm, in order to improve your current state, you might want to just go out there and meet the people that you like and just have a little bit of fun. Stop looking at those 3 cups that are in reverse. There can be a different group of people that support you, that you don't feel this negative attachment to. The group of friends that support you, and maybe they are from a different social circle and from a different walk of life. You might be really upset about the partnership that happened and that did not come through for you. Some people just upset you, and this is just a spiritual lesson. You need to learn to cope with this. This can be not very pleasant to emotionally, and this also affects your physical well-being. So be aware of that. You make a decision to invest in your physical. You make a decision to invest in your emotional stability, but this happens at the expense of your physical, actually, because your mindset affects it. Your mindset is telling you, look, maybe I don't have enough, maybe, I would like to have a little bit more, a little bit better, but what if we get hurt again? Don't allow this mindset. Focus on what you have and people who you appreciate and love, instead of people who turn their back on you. Do not get too logical, do not get too strict with yourself. Injustice does happen. I hope it's not something like court listening or something like that. You're still connected with people in the outside world. Let's have a look at the advice cards for the next month. Here we have the 7 of materials. So do have patience. Do have patience, especially as we saw here in your mental. This is a mindset, okay? This is a mindset, and this next month might require you to change it for the betterment of yourself and of your relationships with yourself first of all, and then with people in the outer world. Do have patience, and also know when to take a decision and when to pick and choose your battles. This is what I'm trying to say. Choose when to take a decision and when to drop it, where to invest, where to not invest, and this decision is most probably going to be the right decision. Do not engage in relationships which are not mutually fulfilling, where other people cannot give you what you want or what you need or what you deserve. And also do not engage in relationships which are where you can give nothing. Be aware of that. You have to know what's right. The Knight of Swords, he is unapologetic in what he knows, in what he serves. So find a purpose. Find a purpose. This idea that you had that might make you make a decision in your emotional life, it can be the right cause that you fight for. But here it will be important to reconnect with the people that will help you reach the purpose. Do not be sad about what happened in the past. The opportunity is coming your way, and I'm really happy for you. So okay guys, this is the messages that I received for you today. I feel that you're building your resilience, you're building your mental capacity. The advice is to remember that you're worthy. Just have patience, pick and choose your battles, and as well as that, don't delve into the past mistakes or the past experiences that were unpleasant. Focus on your emotional life is very stable. I don't see much of new relationships coming in if this is what you're interested in, but I see the preservation of your emotional state because you feel like you didn't get what you deserved, and you might be right actually. The opportunities are coming your way in your financial, physical world. Maybe it's a health opportunity as well, an opportunity to improve your health. And the way you take it, the way you respond to this opportunity will define the outcome, because you might face this blockage of dwelling into the past relationships and past things that did not work out. Just focus on what you have right now and try to use the group of people that are supportive of you in a positive way and that give you what you deserve, because apparently you deserve a lot. But also do not forget to play your part in fighting for your cause. You're going to make it. Pay attention to each and every step of the way. Some of the things that you are looking to improve are directly inside of you. The knowledge that you need to improve the situation in any point of your life is inside of you, and in you being able to not let go of the opportunities that are coming your way, because you might feel a little bit overly too competitive, or you might feel that people are not supportive of you enough. Do find a friend group that are supportive of you, and do not dwell into the emotions of abandonment, of sorrow, because you can do it. And remember, self-worth is very important this month. 9 is also a fiery card, the energy of defense, sort of. These are all the messages. I hope it was helpful. Tell me guys in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. If you're a returning subscriber, I'm so grateful to see you here. Thank you very much. Check out my Instagram profile. I post card descriptions and some tips and tricks and advice, and I'm trying to keep it positive in there. Thank you so much once again, and I hope to see you all in the next reading. Bye. Hello everybody who picked pile number 3. This is your reading. We're going to have a look at the energies that are entering your life in the next month. Let's say 28 to 31 days. Let's start with your energies, and we start with the Devil card, then with 9 of Materials and the Death. So it's very interesting. It's very positive. I see you breaking free from something that's been tempting you, that's been constricting you for quite a while. Devil is usually the card of the Saturn, the card of karmic lessons, the card of karmic lessons and karmic temptations. So some things that have been trapping you for quite a while, that has been manipulating you for quite a while, you finally find a way to break free from them and find your own self-worth and things that you do and people that you choose to talk to. And beware of that. Like, the 9 of Materials is repeated several times in your reading, which means that it has very strong presence in your next month. And the 9 of Materials is great because it's the card of self-sufficiency, the card of autonomy. You can operate autonomously. You're not scared of being alone in a way that you think it's better to be alone with people than with people who bring you down, and this is great. And it can be that your environment is prompting you to cling on to this. I have a feeling you might have been dependent on other people or on other people's opinions about it. The devil card is also talking about your ego, and the environment is trying to play with it. It's trying to, maybe somebody in your environment is maybe in your company or in your family, in your surroundings. People are just prone to react out of with their immediate response. So they don't think too much. They don't take time to reflect. The time between the things that affect them and their reaction is very, very short. But you do take time to analyze it and to make your own reasonable decisions. Although the environment seems to be crumbling down, to be fair, in your next month, there are powerful shifts, really powerful shifts. And if things are not going your way or not going the way it was planned before, do not be scared of it. Be just logical about it. Understand that this can be caused by those triggers that are being released in your inner world, in your inner understanding of the situation, because you are going through a transformation that is related to the self-worth, that is related to your spiritual journey and to cycles as well. So you've been trapped into something, and through the self-worth, through self-discipline, this is very upbeat energy, you choose to walk out of these constraints. You choose to walk out of the attachment to your ego. Ego is not bad. Ego is not something that has to be demonized. But if we do things only out of our attachment to it, it can be painful to let go of certain other things that are happening in the outer world. And you're going through some personal growth and personal transformation. This caterpillar is going out of the cocoon to become a butterfly, and this is you the next month. And your environment, as I said, it tends to bring you down. It can tend to just bring people down, not necessarily you, but you're part of the environment. So it is a little bit degrading for people, and it feels like this is crumbling. Either this might put down other people, or this attitude is just being left in the past. Some people might be clinging onto the past as well, but this is just a very necessary shift in the outer world. It can be that companies are closing down, unfortunately. It can be that relationships are falling apart between people, or the contracts are being disrespected. People might not be treated the same way. So this is a very powerful shift, and the natural response to this shift will be to cling onto the past, which is never the best idea. The best idea is to move forward and have some temperance, have some patience with yourself and with other people. People might need healing this time around, and you might be the type of a person who is going with the change instead of trying to cling onto the things that used to be in the past. So you feel this shift in the energy, and you do try to respond to it properly. What's happening here? Let's have a look. The main topic is the self-worth, gossip. Funny enough, the Three of Pentacles, which indicates work and collaboration with other people. So talking with other people, collaborating with other people, trying to figure things out with other people will be a topic that is urgent in the next month. And also competition with yourself. Look at you. Like, there is no other person to compete with than you. You are your own competition. And this should be very, very affirmative and very encouraging for yourself, because you are the one who is your own biggest enemy in terms of the mindset, and also in terms of the things that we do to ourselves when we are left alone, and when we have enough time to contemplate, when we have enough time to delve into our own fears. You're your own competition. Remember that there is nobody outside of you who has more influence on you than yourself. So working with your inner hooks Your inner temptations can be the thing that will define you next month. And let's see, self-worth, gossip, the advice for the next month. I will put this card into my Instagram account so you can read the description once again. Trust your abilities and self-worth. To hear and understand words is very simple, but speaking words is a great responsibility because words have power in every syllable. You can hurt and even destroy people with the sound and the meaning of words. These are symbols of the sacred ability to create illusion and darkness beyond compare. The parrot repeats your words back to you. Are you listening? Gossip is like the pond that produced the reflection of Narcissus and made him fall in love with himself. Is that why we gossip? Because our reflection is not good enough to be loved? Everything in the universe is a teacher for all who are open and observe and learn, yet far too many expound on trivial observations without seeing and comprehending the big picture. Though everything is a product of its environment, we humans are blessed with free will, a mind to digest and learn and act independently, further empowering ourselves and increasing our enlightenment. We are not here to merely parrot or mimic others. Trust your abilities and self-worth and stay true to your own sacred path. And this is being the advice card. I feel you guys actually delving into those energies of letting go of the past and, as I said, doing this necessary transformation. So let's talk about your emotional life next month, what you can expect, what is the medicine for you in the next month. So first of all, I see you feeling the rejection. Actually, the gate is either you're rejecting somebody or you feel the rejection. And because the Queen of Cups here in reverse, I feel that you feel misunderstood. You feel like you need some closure of certain situations, and you need closure, and the environment, it feels like it's not giving this closure to you at first, and then somebody might come with some healing energy, but you try to save yourself. You sort of like try to enter into a partnership, maybe into connection with other people, but they do not appreciate your emotional energy. So your way of dealing with things is actually really great in this situation because you choose to nurture yourself and to build your own self-confidence. Remember, self-confidence is the topic of this month. And you are your own competition. You might be too harsh on yourself, so don't be too harsh on yourself. In your emotional life, something that seemed to be like it's the ending of one phase and beginning of the other phase, the feeling of the initial accomplishment, you might not get that you wanted. Why? Because you might feel a little bit wounded by what has happened in the environment, because the environment, the people around you, maybe your partner, if you're in a relationship, or if you're single, if you're looking for somebody else to be your partner, it can be that they just did not appreciate you enough, you know, and it can affect your physical world as well. So I do feel like this Tower card might be related to this Tower card in your financial and physical realm. And it can be not very pleasant to go through. It might also be related to you feeling about it quite a lot and thinking about it, your other opportunities as well. So let's talk about the mental energy for you for this next month. And we start with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. It's very interesting because here you need to learn to cooperate with people. But people, as it seems to you, might not be very active in taking this role. They might be just busy with all those things falling apart. So it might be a little bit hard to find cooperation with people. And it seems like that you're preoccupied with some work projects that are not going the way you wanted them to go. It's important for you, though, to find the common grounds, because there is a common ground with people. And if there is a team of three, it can be the team of three, where like it's you and your colleagues, or you're your manager, you're your partners, and you might you might be feeling a little bit sad because of that, because you felt like it's a good project or it's a good opportunity, but people are not giving the fair judgment to it. People are not taking it seriously enough, or you are the one who's been working on it the most and others are not as active. Later on, you're sort of like moving into the stage of emotional thinking, I would say, and emotional choosing. So there are a lot of options in front of you, and then they can represent a healing opportunity. But at the same time, you have to make sure that you're making the right choice and you make it in a timely manner. So this disappointment with the previous partnership is being healed later on in the month. So this disappointment with the partnership, with the project, with something that you've been working on, something where you expected a tangible result, you sort of start having more and more options, and the healing represents itself. And it's very interesting that you can be trying to make this choice from the point of hurt, from the point of not being heard, from the point of not being understood, from this event that has been not very nice. Maybe some opportunities, you rejected some opportunity, or other person rejected you. But right after you pick on this mindset of abundance, of self-sufficiency, most importantly, and remember that your environment will not be very supportive of that. So this mindset, this emotional, this visceral feeling that you are enough, that you got it, you got yourself. Put your hands on your heart and tell yourself, I got you, I got you. Do some deep breaths, and the healing is coming. The healing is coming for you. The healing is also coming with new opportunities. It's like everything is aligned right here. Everything is being healed, but it might take some time. It might happen towards the end of the month, where you start realizing your self-worth and your own mind-body connection, actually. Because in your work environment right here, in your financials, I feel that there is a little bit of a conflict energy here, and the Tower in reverse is telling us that people are urged to take off their fake identities, and if they don't do it, everything will happen anyway. If you feel like things have been falling apart, or the Queen of Swords energy is being present, it is being recycled. Recycled is the word. It is being pushed back to the past, where you can finally work through the things. And you could have been attached to either this person, or if this is you, your personality, you with your guard up, not being logical and being like emotionally abusive, I would say, emotionally hurtful, in order to make somebody hurt. It's not that it just happened this way. Somebody wants another person to be hurt, and also not giving them justice because of the emotional reasons. So this is what can unfortunately be happening in your financial life. Some things might not be working out the way you wanted them to work out. It's not in line with your emotional and mental judgment, so the way things are working out in your financial life. So if you're coming here for the financial advice, do know that things might crumble, but after they crumble, there is a new opportunity. And there is a new opportunity that is just coming from your mindset, and also coming to tell you that you've worked enough. Once you adopt this can-do mindset, once you adopt this mindset that everybody in life is coming through seasons, and the way you handle those seasons determines the outcome of your life, take it as resonates. But do know that you have this mental power, mental ability to control your own actions and your own healing. You can make this choice. You're making this choice of collaborate with people who you want to collaborate with, and be in fight with no one but yourself, knowing your self-worth. After that, you are presented with this opportunity, and it's up to you It's up to you to take it or not take it, but I have a feeling that you would like to take it, because things might be feeling that they're crumbling down, but then you do get what you deserve through the self-worth and through the abundance. It can also be that you start your relationships with other people start crumbling down, and it feels like there is nothing good that it can come out of it. I hear it as the message for some people, but in the end, the opportunity to rebuild the relationships, to restore the relationships presents itself. Let's have a look at the tarot advice cards. So first of all, the Knight of Emotions. Be open emotionally, be prepared to accept somebody emotionally. So if somebody put you down, be open to another person, to another opportunity to rebuild a relationship, or to rebuild relationship within yourself. You do need closure, but you do not necessarily need closure with that person. You need closure with yourself, with your self-sufficiency, with your self-autonomy. And it might come through a relationship with that person or through a relationship with another person. Be sure that something is coming your way which is nice, which feels nice emotionally. It does not have to be the same person that you're thinking about if it's a relationship. It doesn't have to be the same person from your work situation. But remember that collaboration this time is very important. 10 of Inspiration or 10 of Wands is the energy of you taking on too many responsibilities. Be aware of that. Know that you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Your self-worth, self-sufficiency is way more important this month. It's represented by the 9 of Materials several times, and the environment is trying to bring you down. But do remember that whenever you are on the right path, whenever on your right path to the transformation which you are, things might get muddier and muddier in order just to test you. The Devil card is also the card of a test. You know, in some legends, the devil is the Green Knight, which is a trickster. He appears in front of you in order to test your willpower and in order to test how well you learned your lesson. There is going to be a test for you this month. And you should be glad that it's happening, because it's bringing some real transformation and real healing into your life. Be sure that you're not taking on any emotional baggage, any baggage in the shape of other people's tasks that they put onto you, and that you cannot just carry the weight of. Be sure that you prioritize things and focus on one thing at a time, because there will be this one thing, especially in the financial, material realm of your own life and well-being, that you have to grab, and you would want to grab it. But if you have too many things on your plate, you might not be able to. So get ready for it and get prepared. Just sort things out with yourself and with other people. Also, we have the 8 of Wands advice card from Tarot, and it does talk about, first of all, direct, clear communication. Many things that you are questioning, that you are thinking about, can be resolved through communication, building good boundaries, being focused on what you want, and it will return to you tenfold. The outcome will be great, and you will feel it in your life. This is coming back to you. But also, it is the card of swiftness, so you need to make decisions fast, and especially in this falling tower energy, which might be, it can be very counterintuitive. I want to warn you, it can be very counterintuitive. It can feel that you would need to grab onto something. It can feel that you would still need to move in this clumsy structure, but that you belong to this structure, but you belong on yourself somewhere else. It is that you belong to some group of people that you are ready to move forward somewhere together. It does not necessarily mean that this is the old structure that you used to belong to. And the instinct might be to grab onto this structure that is falling apart, to prove yourself to this person who could have denied you out of just their ego and their emotional immaturity. they could have hurt you, and the instinct might be to prove them that you're better than they are. I see this very clearly coming through now. You could be tempted to prove yourself to the wrong person. You should be proving yourself to you. You could have been tempted to take on more things, but this is just only one thing that you should be focusing on. And this Eight of Wands represents the swiftness of the decision that you have to make. It represents the swiftness and the timely manner that you are making your decision in. It's going to be important, remember that. Overall, guys, this is your reading. These are the messages that I received for you. I see you battling with your old patterns, your old beliefs, your old attachments to your ego, and your old belonging to some structure that is crumbling. Something is crumbling in the environment. It is an opportunity for you. Remember, this is an opportunity for you to look inside, know that you are self-sufficient, know that you can operate on your own. Do not be afraid of loneliness. It is not in your cards. Remember that you have options, but try not to cling onto the things that no longer serve you, because after you release this tendency to cling onto those things, the opportunity presents itself and you would want to grab onto it. You're going through transformation. It's beautiful, it's long-term, and it promises long-term healing. I love seeing this line of cards. I love seeing it. You guys, I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please give the video a thumb up, comment down in the comments below and tell me what resonated, what did not resonate. I hope it was helpful. I hope it will be helpful in the next month when you're faced with some obstacle challenges, whatever it is. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet for more content like this. Visit my Instagram profile. I'm trying to post advice cards in there so you can save them and get some inspiration from it. I thank you all once again for joining me today, for your time. I'm really grateful, and I see you all in the next reading. Bye.